Hi, this is Trepacer. Welcome to Trepacer's my review of the Fantastic Four 2015 version. As I mentioned in my blog, I went to see it today, this morning at 10:30. Okay, there's my ticket. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry about the glare. Damn, I'm sorry about that. But that's it. Ticket for Fantastic Four. Like I said in my blog, in bed blog I did this morning. I was going to go see this movie regardless. I know it kept getting lousy remarks on Rotten Tomatoes and lousy remarks from critics and stuff saying this movie's awful. And so I said I'm going to go see it anyway and judge for myself and then form my opinion on it, because I saw the two trailers that came out so far, and they look good to me. But I went to see it, and I regretfully have to say this is not Fantastic Four. They're going to have to do another one. I guess I don't know how many years from now or how many more years that Fox will have the rights to Fantastic Four, but this one is a miss. I know there was all these controversy about it, reshoots and stuff, and Josh Trank having to do reshoots, and Josh Trank coming out and saying basically that I guess the first cut that he did for the movie was his version, and then I guess the studio made him do reshoots and stuff, and then of course they got that Twitter response, I think, from Josh Trank got yanked down, and but this movie is just not Fantastic Four. I'm sorry, it just isn't. I know a lot of people thought they were going for like I forgot the word for it. When Marvel did their like a redo of the issue, I forgot the term that they used for that. But they did a reboot of basically of the Fantastic Four when they made them younger and stuff. And a lot of people thought they were going for that in this movie, and that's what I thought. And I was open for even a different interpretation of it, but as long as they captured the spirit of the movie of the Fantastic Four. But this just doesn't have it. I mean, it really doesn't, and it's a shame because you have talented actors in this movie, and you have a talented director, obviously Josh Trank, and Simon Kinberg. He did the X-Men: Days of Future Past, and that was a really good movie. I like the script for that movie, but this one, the script for this is just, it's all over the place, and I don't know if that's because of the reshoots and the editing, and there's time jumps in this movie and stuff, and a lot of it's just disappointing movie. It doesn't feel like the Fantastic Four. There's no joking around family type feel for it, even though they tried to make an effort for that, but it just doesn't come through. It's just, to me, it's just like they got four people together, and it doesn't come off like the Fantastic Four. And I'm sorry, I really am, because I really wanted this movie, to be good, so they could make more. And plus, when I heard that they were, going to do the crossover with the X-Men movies, but I don't think they have to worry about that, because this movie, I think, is going to tank. And unfortunately, like I said, but maybe the, like I said, the fourth time. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe the fifth time is the charm. Maybe they need to get a. I think maybe they need to get one of these writer directors, somebody with some clout, to do this movie, where you don't have studio interference. Like if you get like something like James Cameron or something like that, or somebody with clout, director with clout, where the studio can't interfere. Because I know there's all these rumors about the studio interfering with Josh Trank's vision of this movie and stuff, and how it was all screwed up, and they had to do reshoots, how to salvage it. But this movie just, like I said, it doesn't give you the feel of the Fantastic Four. It started out okay, in my opinion, with them showing young Reed and Ben, him working on being a young genius, and everybody doubting him, and him working on his teleportation device, and that it just seemed like once they got, once they switched to Miles Teller's version of Reed Richards, it didn't feel like the Fantastic Four. I mean, he gets invited, of course, by Dr. Franklin-Storm to be a part of the Baxter Building experiment, foundation, and work on his teleportation device. Victor Von Doom in this movie is a disgruntled, I guess, scientist who worked at the foundation before, but walked away from it because he didn't like the government interference. And of course, now he gets brought back by Franklin when he says that there's somebody else working on the same device who's cracked the code for them to get it to work, and he of course supposedly has a crush on Sue, and he comes back because of her. And so Doom is not even, like I said, Toby Cabell is a good actor, and you can tell in this movie he is a good actor, but it's just his Doctor Doom, or which they don't call him Doctor Doom. Actually, they do call him Doctor Doom once in the movie, but not in the way he's supposed to be. And I think, a lot, Doctor Doom's origin, his origin in the comics with him, being this arrogant guy, which I have no problem with him being arrogant and stuff. But in the comics they have him wanting to rescue his mother from, from hell and stuff, and want power and all this stuff, and be egotistical. It's just, I don't know. I guess maybe these filmmakers feel that they can't really do that as a comic book movie. But I think if you make this a true comic book movie, you can incorporate that in there, and you can get the feel. Perfect example, The Incredibles. That movie. That's why I almost wish that I forgot the guy's name who directed and produced it, The Incredibles. I can't remember his name now. I know the director. I wish he would have wrote the story, because he had a sense of understanding about family and stuff, which made that movie, which made The Incredibles the success that it was. Because of course, they were literally family, of course, and the Fantastic Four is supposed to be a family that squabbles with each other, but ultimately they come together, to overcome odds and to fight as one. And it's just, like I said, there's time jumps in this movie. Characters acting not like they're supposed to act, and it seems like that's why I think the studio did interfere in this movie, because there's certain time jumps in the movie that basically you think maybe there was parts cut out, and I guess to put together a movie, a coherent movie, I guess they cut out a lot of what Josh maybe what he filmed, and maybe or maybe not we'll get to see that. Probably not, because the studio is probably pissed off at him for coming out and saying that he that he wished that that his original cut, I guess, could have been salvaged. So they probably won't even let him release the version that he directed. Maybe, who knows? But this movie, like I said, is a mess. You don't get that sense of family. I mean, they tell you, of course, that Sue is adopted by Dr. Franklin Storm, but they didn't really go into the whys and what for and how it happened. Not that that was a big deal, but I mean, just a little bit of explanation of why that happened. And of course, Johnny Storm is supposed to be a hothead, and it's just like, and it's literally no interaction between Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm. There's literally no interaction between them. Okay, which if you know the comics, that's one of the best. And even in the movie that back then, the one with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba, you get that interaction, that fun part of their relationship between Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm. This one, they have basically no relationship. I think they don't even really talk towards the end of the movie, and you don't get that sense of family with this movie and sense of fun. And Doctor Doom is basically a joke. I don't know why they keep insisting on making, like, inserting Doom into the Fantastic Four, like pre-accident. Why they keep insist upon doing that instead of having Doom be off on his own doing his own thing? Why they keep insist on shoving Doom into the Fantastic Four's origin, thinking that'll make it more coherent? I truly wish that they, like I said, you get a director, like a director with power, okay, that can really, and you get somebody that can write a decent script, and you get that way, because if you get a director, I think with that has clout, that the studio won't interfere and be on his back, you can get a true version of the Fantastic Four that we grew up watching and reading the comics. I grew up watching reading the comics and loving them. And this movie just doesn't have it. And the climax of this movie is so short and so blah. And you go, oh my God, this is just awful. And like I said, I'm sorry for Josh Trank. As I said, I don't know what his original version of it. Maybe his original version made more sense before the studio interfered with him. I don't know. But this version, I'm sorry, just isn't the Fantastic Four. It just isn't. You know, like I said, the story, like I said, is them transporting to the, you know, Reed coming up with the device and Doom coming along and Doom getting trapped, like you see in the trailer, you know, getting stuck and them coming back and adjusting to their power, and then then they time jump in the movie. They don't. It's very weird that I don't know what was the decision to do that. They time jump them, so you basically miss out on a lot of stuff. I don't know. It's like the editing was schizo, and it's just really it's a mess. And I'm really sorry about that because I really wanted this movie to be successful, and then to do a crossover with the X-Men universe. But I don't think that's going to happen. Like I said, it's going to be a while before you get another Fantastic Four movie. And I really wish the next time they do it, they get a powerful director that can do it, that won't get interference from the studio, and that can actually get his vision of it and let that vision be close to the comic. Like I said, I have no problem with Michael B. Jordan being Johnny Storm. That wasn't the problem with the movie. The script is the problem with the movie, and the way that it flows is okay. And just the weird time jumps and the weird editing in this, and the climactic, and like I say, you don't get that sense of family with these four. You don't. You really don't, and it's really is a shame because I really wanted this movie to be successful. So I'm going to give Fantastic Four a 5 out of 10, and that's mostly because of the actors. The actors, are good actors, so they do what they can, but the script just ultimately lets them down, and it's just not that good a movie. And I'm really just disappointed in it because, and like I said, I don't know if that's studio interference, and maybe, like I said, maybe you'll get a director's cut so that way you can actually see what Josh Trank's original version was, and maybe that version is a better movie. I guess we'll never know unless the studio releases his director's cut version of it, and it really is a shame. Like I said, but hopefully, maybe in the future, you'll get another director who will actually, a strong director that will stick to his vision and won't be interfered by the studio, and he can actually make it close to the source material, okay? And you get an actual good version of Doctor Doom. This version of Doctor Doom was, I'm sorry, basically he's just a pissed off guy who didn't trust the government, and then gets trapped in another world, and then decides that, okay, this world is not worthy, our world is not worthy, he's gonna preserve his world, and it's just really just not Doctor Doom either. I'm sorry, again, 5 out of 10, and I'm really sorry that this movie ended up the way it was, because I really wanted to give it a chance, and I gave it a chance, but it just ultimately is disappointing. So again, a 5 out of 10 for me, and maybe, like I said, in a few years we'll get a real version of it, and it's just a shame because, like I said, Fantastic Four is just great characters, and it's a shame that we just couldn't get a good version of it. Maybe one day we'll get a good version. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. This is Trepacer saying so long and take care.